Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Miguron Flix here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. We have another new knife from AM8. It's been a while. Here recently I unboxed the first AM8 knife on this channel in months, it seems like, and it was pretty cool. So we have something here today. If you're new, AM8 Knives does make, they're associated with Miguron. They make really good budget stuff, and they also make really good premium stuff. I will link this knife down in the description. You can check it out if you want to. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. What do we have here? We're just going to go ahead and get the outer packaging off. I can never fully read what it says on the box because it cuts some of the text out, but it feels like it's going to be something premium. Let's find out. Yes, a familiar, a familiar profile. AM8 and Miguron really like to stick within certain territories, but I think we've got a little surprise under there. Let's see if we can actually read what the heck this is. This is the, it's the Flix. It's one of the rare occasions where we can actually read the entire name of the knife on the box because it's short enough it doesn't cut it off. The AM8 Flix 2 front flipper. It doesn't give any additional details, but I need to take a look at this blade here. We should front flip it, right? Okay, that works really well. And yes, I believe this is, in fact, satin DLC. Very, very cool. So Miguron and AM8 are now expanding this DLC, and this is much needed in my opinion, to their standard stuff, and it's not just for like their overbuilt, right? We've seen this a couple of times now. So what is this? If you're new, this is the coating. I mean, if you've ever seen a knife for sale at any store and it is black, right? It's more than likely that is simply paint or a very, very fragile coating. It's not really doing much. There do exist quality coatings, and those coatings, I mean, well, there are definitely more, right? We could talk about titanium nitride and a few others, but typically Cerakote, PVD, and especially DLC are your quality coatings. DLC in particular is super hard and incredibly scratch resistant. It also adds additional corrosion resistance. Now, here recently, we have seen an uprising in, much needed uprising, in satin DLCs, meaning there's reflectivity to it. We used to only see the chalky DLCs like from Spyderco. That's what dominated, the knife market. And some people prefer that look. The problem with it is that it's very chalky feeling. It causes when you cut stuff with it, and anybody who's got a Spyderco knife in that DLC will be able to tell you the same. Man, that detent right there, didn't want to let that go. I was trying to reverse flick it. But that coating, what happens is it marks up not because it's fragile, right? You're not actually scratching through the coating, but as you cut, things get pulverized against it, and it actually leaves in those little microscopic pockets in the surface. It leaves behind the debris of whatever it was you were cutting. And so it ends up not looking great. It also creates drag while you're cutting. The satin DLC is a much smoother surface, allows the blade to pass through material much more effectively, much easier. And also, when things are scratched against the surface, it's much less likely, or it's much easier to clean the blade back off since the surface is so much smoother. And then what you're left with, again, is just that nice, shiny DLC. Now, it's not invincible. It's not completely and totally scratch-proof. I would think that chucking this blade across your concrete driveway would probably scratch the blade, but simply using it and cutting, I mean, even after years of just typical knife use, that DLC coating is really going to hold up. The benefit of putting DLC on a Miguron blade is, number one, you get a good utilitarian classic profile. As you can see here, we have a super classic, right, modern tactical knife profile. For the handle, nice ergonomic lines, contoured, textured titanium. We got some cool copper, carbon fiber mascus, which actually looks a lot better. You tell me what you think. I know I'm talking a million miles an hour, which is, I mean, it's not any different than any other day, but The DLC, the satin DLC, I think contrasts much better with this carbon fiber copper mascus than a satin blade, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I like seeing just a plain machine satin finish on every single blade that they make was getting a little boring to me. So I think the DLC looks good, and I also think it looks really, really great with the copper mascus. I got to be honest with you guys here, AM8. This detent is good, and it feels great with the front flipper. I mean, absolutely incredible, and it's very easy to deploy with the standard thumb flick. It is really hard to reverse flick it. The detent is strong enough, and also there's not quite enough access under here to properly be able to do that. So if you're wanting to buy this knife to reverse flick it, not my favorite, but a great front flipper and very easy to deploy with the thumb here. If your middle finger is stronger than mine, you know, if you work that finger out a lot, then maybe you're going to have a better experience, right? But yeah, I think this looks really good. So you get that nice, cool, fancy, tactical look, but at the same time, it's super purposeful, super functional, that blade shape, really, really nice. And then you have really good ergonomics. We all definitely need to continue, Miguron and AM8, you guys need to continue to offer spots for left-handed people to mount their pocket clips optimally. You guys started doing that on budget stuff. We definitely want to see more of that on the high-end stuff, or make left-hand specific models. There are plenty of people out there. I can tell you right now, right-handed people and left-handed people will both thank you for making maybe like 5% of your total, right? The total amount of knives that you make, 5 to 8% of them, make them lefty frame locks. And here's why. Number one, left-handed people, obviously, they want their own left-hand specific model. Number two, right-handed people will thank you for making those models so that they don't have to have extra holes drilled in their right-handed knives and have to look at it. That's something that I feel like every company should do, and I understand that that adds cost, but if you're able to cater to this, 5 to 10% of people who are left-handed and would prefer their own knife, then there's, you have room to make additional profits, right? Those people may be potentially otherwise not even buying or considering your product in the first place, so that would probably be a good idea. Okay. Let's measure it real quick. I have reviewed this knife. You can check out my full original review, unless they have changed some other element of this and it doesn't look exactly the same, but I believe it is the same. Overall length of this knife is coming in at 8 inches. Yeah. Blade length 3.5, cutting edge 3 1/8, just over 3. So yeah, a nice full-size knife. We're going to weigh it here real quick. Looks like all T8 hardware, so very good. Pretty much exactly what we expect there. And we have 4.2 ounces. Very nice. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just DLC coated. And so what this means is that there's probably going to, if there's not already, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of knives that we all, have come to love through Miguron and AM8 that we're going to start seeing this satin DLC finish on, which is really cool. Whether you own one of these knives already or not, it's, that will be reason enough for some people to pick these knives up. On top of it being M390, which I believe they're still hitting at 59 to 61, it's likely that their coated blades are closer to 59 and their uncoated blades are closer to 61. But it's already stainless, and then adding that DLC coating makes it even more stain resistant, right? So depending on who you are and what it is you're picking up the knife for, that could be super beneficial to you. I really wish Miguron and AM8 would pump or bump their HRC range for M390 up 1 point, making the range 60 to 62 for all coated and uncoated blades. That would essentially be perfect because their pricing is already fantastic. Their pricing is already ridiculously competitive. So just, bumping that range just makes them that much better. So very cool model though. I do like it. That's going to be it for this one since I've already reviewed it, but I'll link it down in the description so you guys can check it out. Thanks again to Miguron/AM8 for sending this in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. If you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. I feel like I talked super fast during this one in particular. I just had some coffee. It doesn't have anything crazy in it. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, and like some people tell me they watch my videos at 2 times speed. Was this extra ridiculous today? I didn't stop. start the video planning to do that. I was thinking in my head, like, I wonder how I sound right now to people who are already speeding me up. But anyways, if you made it to the end and you thought that was funny and you want to answer, let me know in the comments. But thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have a great day.